Hey, what's happening?
What up?
What's going on? What's going on?
What up?
Turn the switch on, huh?
I was
Oh,
gonna keep that to
You.
myself. I wasn't gonna say shit.
Back room. No. Right. Well, camera came on, boy. Perked right on up, didn't you?
whatever.
How everybody feeling? The cold feeling good, so I see that now.
I'm good. I can't complain.
And then cool. How your week? How training going? We know you still in training.
I
You ain't quit,
mean,
did you?
no, I don't
Oh.
have another job, but I think I got like after next week, 2 more weeks. I don't know if I'm ready to be out of training. I just don't know.
Well, you got 2 weeks before you out of training, right? You'll be ready in 2 weeks.
I hope so.
Man, you can do all things too. What's the what is it?
Really, don't even do it, Mel. Don't even.
I would be supportive.
Don't
No.
even.
Okay, all right. Leave it alone. Leave it alone.
So what y'all do for Valentine's Day weekend?
Jamarcus,
What? Why you say my name like that?
you're the only one got Valentine's on this here feed.
But he ain't the only one that did something. I had a full weekend.
Uh-oh.
There you go.
Uh-oh.
There you go.
Like
we didn't really do much.
I think we gay people don't count.
I had some stuff delivered to the house for my wife Monday, but we didn't really do anything. We're supposed to go somewhere this Friday. Valentine's Day falling on a Monday kind of sucks when you got to work. So we gonna hang out this weekend. We didn't really do much this past weekend.
Why y'all didn't do nothing on Sunday?
Say it again.
Sunday was Super Bowl Sunday.
So
That was him speaking. But Sunday we were all together. We did have plans prior to. Well, I don't want to say prior to, but we had plans to be at my parents for the Super Bowl. So that's what we did Sunday. My dad makes a big deal out of it, so we got a lot of food and hung out with family. So
you
that
was there too, Mel? DeVille?
Yeah, I was. Anywhere there's food.
Oh, okay. What you do for Valentine?
Nothing. Nothing. Cleaned up a little bit, straightened up. That was it. Nothing. But I ain't celebrated. We ain't even get into that. We had this conversation before. You said you went out. What was your full weekend? You had a date?
No. So Friday, so Tammy's sister' birthday was here, so she flew her here. And Friday we went to a show at this place where they have live entertainment, whatever. And then this karaoke we went to, but it wasn't like regular karaoke. So this karaoke, you have to actually rent rooms and you
Oh, you
bring
went to
your
that
own
garbage?
people. Huh?
Y'all went to that garbage?
It
Why is
was
that?
fun, but it was a few things I didn't like about it. Okay, so the music selection, right? Whoever they rent their music from or get their music from or whatever, it's like Korean. It's a Korean thing, right? And in order to get like American music, you have to push foreign. So we're the foreigners. We're foreign to get, and it's not in alphabetical order. So like say if you want to get some Whitney Houston, you just have to go to foreign, like pick artists or songs, foreign, and then put in a W. Because if you type in her whole name, it won't come up. So you got to put a W and then just lift through all the artists, and it's not in alphabetical order. And just see if the person is there. And they didn't really have, people that I wanted to, do. So it was just a lot of, they had rap and stuff, but the selection was kind of booty. And you can't buy just drinks. They only have bottle service. So 2 bottles was like almost $400. Then the lady tells Tammy, do you want a chaser with a chaser comes with it? So she's like, okay. So she got pineapple juice. No, she got orange juice, apple juice, and something else. After the bill comes, they charged her $15 a bottle for the juices. $2
So it didn't
juices
come
that
with
you
it.
get at Walmart. Huh?
So it didn't come with it.
No. $15 a bottle. Then they charge you a $45 service fee automatically. It was just ridiculous, the price. You know what I'm saying? The place looked really nice, and we made ourselves have fun. It was nice.
Real quick. The reason I said it was trash, Jay, is because you basically have to rent a room, and then it's just you and your friends in there doing karaoke. Y'all could have did that shit at home. It's just you and your people. I mean, you could buy your own drinks at the crib. I mean, it's just you. Like, it's no strangers. You know, the big draw for doing karaoke on the street is for strangers. You know, people y'all get drunk. Like, everybody get to sing. You get to see people you all know. Do that. You don't get none of that. You get to go into a room with you and your friends. That's it. In this room, and then y'all do karaoke to each other.
To each other.
Yes, I had to think that hard, Marquita. I wanted to make sure I ain't tell no lies, because I might have had action on Valentine's Day, but I was making sure. I think it was before Valentine's Day and maybe after something, but no.
Anyway, so Saturday, I didn't do anything. I chilled on Saturday, but Sunday, I went and saw y'all remember the group Climax, right?
I do.
So
I miss you, something like that.
I think Climax sing that. One of the young ladies that sing with Climax had a show. So we went
in for your information.
Oh my goodness! Can I finish my story? Can you read like to yourself?
I don't know what that meant. I thought you was gonna help me out.
Who is that?
I don't know.
So, thank you, Michael. So, we went and saw her. Her name is Regina. She sings really well. It was a good show. And then I went to a Super Bowl party, and that was something in itself, you know, because it was another female. It was all musicians that were there, but it was this other girl there that sings or whatever. And her and Tammy kind of had words about zodiac signs, because Tammy's a Scorpio. This girl's a Leo. So she goes, first she insults Scorpios. You know, she's like, I can't deal with you all. I have a friend that's a Scorpio. I love her, but I can only deal with her once every 3 months or so, just to say, hey, but I cannot deal with her on an everyday basis. We outgrow y'all, right?
What does that mean?
So, because Tammy was talking about, because Tammy, you know, her best friend of 35 years is a Leo. And she had her other friend that she's known since she was 7, that was her best friend, female best friend. She's a Leo. And she said, but I don't really know because we haven't really talked. You know what I'm saying? She doesn't feel like my best friend anymore. She goes, oh, we outgrow y'all. That's what the Leo girl says. We outgrow y'all. So Tammy was like, well, Leos are egotistical, selfish, something.
So Tammy got
assholes.
offended and then just started to hurt her girl feelings with the saying.
But she was smiling while she did it. She got in her feelings a little bit, but she just got petty because she did not snap and get all mad. The girl got all. Oh, I was
over zodiac signs?
Yes, I was like, really?
Are we that serious over zodiac signs?
No.
I don't really, you know what I'm saying?
I mean, Leos are the best people in the world. The Leo
What
is the best sign ever. I was like, it's not.
So
I said, no, it's not. And she was like, oh, but you're a Cancer. And y'all, you will do anything for it. So yeah, okay. You might say that because yes, you're a good person. Oh, okay, I'm just saying.
I mean, I'm the most hated sign, so.
No, you're not. Aries.
I know.
They say Scorpio's crazy.
I'm the most hated sign.
They just say y'all two-faced, but trust me, Gemini are not the most hated.
All I get is, what sign Gemini? Oh.
Yeah.
I don't know. See? Come on, Tasha. Tasha, don't you? So, what did y'all think? Did y'all hear about what was going on with Sha'Carri Richardson?
Well, that she's questioning about the little Russian girl who test she had 3 drugs in her system, and they said only one of them was illegal, and she was questioning why she was still allowed to play.
Yeah, to compete. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So somebody asked me about it today, and I'm like, we all know it's racial. I mean, what the hell?
The girl is a minor though, right? The Russian.
Yeah, I think she's a minor.
So they wouldn't say what drugs were they found because she was a minor.
I'm guessing.
You know, I don't know if they were Christians or not. They're musicians, but I don't know if they were Christians. We didn't talk about religion.
Nicole probably was the only Christian in the crew.
Whatever. Tammy believes in God.
I don't make her a Christian.
I don't think that's the topic for today. We're gonna go off into that. I can see that right now.
I'm just saying, it don't make her a Christian. She could be a Buddhist. You know what I'm saying? She could be apostolic.
Aries are not so loved. I'm so sorry, Latasha. Aries, full zodiac should say, be lion-ass Aries. Maybe not females, but the men.
What?
Yes, Aries. Every male Aries I've known been some damn liars. Everyone.
What?
I was responding to Tasha's comment.
I know what you were responding to. I'm talking about how you responded. We just generalized because they are Aries?
Yeah.
Does the sign really make that much of a difference?
I don't think so. I think it's high praise, but you will notice some. People is about. Are y'all froze? Okay.
No,
people say certain things. People say certain things about Scorpios. They're this, they're that. But Tristan is Scorpio, and he's not what people say. You know what I'm saying? But
Scorpios are freaky, and Tristan ain't getting no.
Yeah, but it's about. I mean, he's compassionate, empathetic. You know what I'm saying? And
he's more of a Cancer
because he was raised by Cancer. So I definitely think, but I don't know how he'll be once he becomes an adult. Like a lot of Leos that I know are very sweet, but they're ambitious and they'll step on anybody they need to step on to get where they want to go.
You need to check this one, Jay.
I know she be lying, nigga. Remember them tires?
I ain't hit nothing.
I'm just saying, you might notice some similarities.
Neil put a good thought up there. He said for Sha'Carri Richardson, but I don't think it was the U.S. I thought it was the Olympic board that suspended her. Was it the U.S. that suspended Sha'Carri?
I don't know.
Yeah, I thought it was the Olympic board, but I mean, yeah, if it's Russia ain't suspending nobody. Like, forget that. So, okay. Hold on. Before we get into topics here, hold on. Let me see what's going on here. Well, I was talking to somebody else too about Kanye. So,
honestly, I feel like if we start talking about Kanye, that's gonna be the whole show because I got real strong feelings about that. Like real strong feelings.
We could talk about both. It's early. It's only 8:49.
Yeah, you gonna go far. I'm telling
you. Nah, I ain't gonna go that far.
All right.
Anyway, I just want to know what's the problem with him saying he wants his wife.
I don't see the problem in that. I take issue with people saying that he harassing that woman. I really take issue with that. The only thing that I would agree with that I would say was harassment or even a little bit weird was the fact that he went and bought the house directly across the street from her. Like that is weird and a bit stalkerish. Like after the divorce, that's weird as hell. Like
they divorced?
They going through a divorce. So after all that shit, like come on, like that's
no, Michael. I don't think he kissed him.
Maybe he just want to be really, 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 really close to his kids and want to make sure he see them every day.
And if that's the reason that he put out there, I want to call it the excuse because I can't say what he's thinking. But aside from that, him posting on Instagram about him not liking her new guy is normal shit. Him basically saying he want his wife back is normal shit. Like I don't understand. I can understand because some people do have dealt with serious situations that go behind a man not knowing when to let go. But it's like it's a thin line, you know what I mean? Because if he don't try, then he didn't do enough to save his family. He's doing too much to try to save his family now. So it's
I fuck with you, Marquita.
We gotta get Marquita some spelling lessons.
I wasn't gonna say
Oh.
nothing about that. She was giving me a compliment, so I'm gonna let that ride.
Spell check. It was spell check.
I got you.
I'm just pulling your leg.
So I don't, like I said, the little
Pun
bit that I had
intended.
heard about
Pun
it,
intended.
the little
What'd
bit
you
I
say?
heard about it, I was like, I ain't see no problem with it, I guess. But I don't really care one way or the other with Kanye and them. You know what I'm saying? It's like, if he want to get his wife back, I don't see no issue with it. You know what I'm saying? It's his wife. You want to go back to her.
And then what's really bothering him, well, I don't want to say bothering me, but what's weird to me is everybody's like caping for the Kardashians, like they ain't been manipulating people's lives in the media they whole entire careers. You see what I'm saying? So it's like he'd have figured out a way to play the game better than them. Now all of a sudden he harassing them. It's weird to me. That don't make sense to me. I don't know. I don't think he's said anything about Kim, with the exception of like posting the private conversations between them is weird. You know what I'm saying? But I don't necessarily look at that as harassment.
But is the only one he posted the one that she said something about Pete in it, where she was like the stuff you posting gonna get him hurt or something like that?
That one, then he posted another one when she was asking him why you can't keep none of our conversations private, and he like,
I thought that was all one.
Well, it was two separate posts, but either way, I mean, she asking you to keep the conversation private. That's weird as hell. You know what I'm saying? But like, I don't look at that as harassment. I just look at that as him like trying to get his wife back.
So basically, you saying he's weird. Nobody's not saying he's.
I'm not, and that's another thing too. Like, people don't understand the man is clearly not mentally stable. Like, let's be honest. Like, we know that. You know what I mean? So, taking all that into account, like this could just be him in his healing process. People don't want to hear that shit because he's a man. But if this would have been a woman and the coin was flipped, it wouldn't be an issue.
Somebody sounds bitter.
Somebody sound like Nicole.
When you said that, I almost went to a totally different conversation. I almost went to that conversation the other day, me, you, and Look Cuz had.
Yeah, that was that's a totally different topic.
Yeah, he off his meds again. I mean,
I don't think it's fair to say stuff like that either, because like we all know that there's something mentally wrong with him, and it's not really to say that he off his meds again. I think that's like it's borderline offensive. You know what I mean? Like, I don't think that's right either. You know what I'm saying? But we can't acknowledge the fact that he not there all the way right now for whatever the reason is. You know what I mean? Like, it's not clicking.
I'm thinking. I see, and my thing is, I don't see him as being. And see, this is gonna come out wrong because I mean, when I say I don't see him as being mentally ill, I'm thinking of like whereas it's detrimental to what's going on. I think he might have some issue that an issue or two that he had, but I don't think it's an issue whereas he needs medicine or anything for it. I think it's basically it's a personality trait of his. And I just think that's what he is. Like he might be autistic and they didn't find out until like later on. And then like because from everybody who was kind of close to him says that he's been like this ever since his mom passed away. And that could have just been the trigger there. And it could have been the fact that he never really healed from it. He never had time to kind of, sit down and really process the fact of losing his mom because he's in the limelight or something like that. I don't think it's the fact whereas everybody want to yell and say, oh, he needs help. You know what I'm saying? And not to say that he doesn't. Everybody needs a soundboard or something to talk to so you can kind of process some things. But they're trying, whereas they trying to make it seem like he's just outright crazy. I don't believe he's outright crazy. I just think he's weird. You know what I'm saying? And there are weird people. And that's just based off of how I live my life. He's weird to me. You know what I'm saying? Like in his crowd, he might like us shit. Kid Cudi was weird to me. You know what I'm saying? Like some of the people he was with were weird to me. Tyler the Creator, weird to me.
I mean, everybody live their life how they live it. You know what I mean? But it's clear that he going through something. You know what I mean? And his expression of it, I feel like his expression of it, I can understand people who've dealt with personal shit and things have gone too far. Like I can understand why they may feel that that's harassment. But on the flip side of that coin, him expressing himself to me is not, I wouldn't deem that harassment, because when you think about terms like harassment and stalking, those are serious allegations to throw on somebody, specifically when I don't want to say they're not harmful because you don't ever want to put something past anybody. But in the same sense, he just really wants his family back. That's really what the end game is. I can see if he was getting on there, posting naked pictures of her, disrespecting her, calling her a bitch and all that. But him saying he don't like her new guy is normal shit. If he was talking to her on the phone, he'd be telling her the same thing, like fuck dude. You know what I mean? So like to me, I don't see that to go that far. Like to me, I think when you use those words, like it's those are real strong words to put on somebody, especially in a public forum. To be a man,
I mean, men do act out of character when they want somebody back. Cause I'm a living witness.
Men do what?
Act out of character. I mean, and you might think they crazy because I dated somebody. I'm not gonna put their name out there. Did some things to me, and I stuck around for a little bit, right? In relationship things, cheat, whatever, right?
Oh,
So
okay. You gotta clear that up.
When I decide, was like, okay, I'm gonna give you another chance. And when I just was like, okay, yeah, I'm done with this. And I was just done. And at the point where I was done, now he had decided, I'm ready. And it was just like, you too late. Sorry. And he
what is he wrong about?
He was doing stuff like I was with a new guy and he had saved a copy of my key and we in the bed sleep and wake up. He's sitting in my living room.
That's like dangerous.
No, that's you need to
right.
I got a friend whose ex did that to her. She tells me she was in the middle of the act with her new man. This guy climbs in the window at one of the windows in the house and put the new man out and dude leaves.
That's dangerous. That's dangerous. That's a different level.
Dangerous.
That's a different level though. Like I'm not saying that he won't go there because I don't know. Especially we all know he's mentally unstable. We don't know that. But as of right now, I'm not saying that she shouldn't be protected.
I want to know what D think is wrong. What Arthur Durancier thinks is wrong. I mean, what makes what he's doing is wrong. He's just voicing that the fact that he wants this woman.
But my point in even bringing all of that up is you don't even have to be classified as being something wrong because, like I said, men act out of character. And when that happened, that did make me feel like, do I need to be afraid of you? Because we were both officers at the time, and you always carry your gun on your hip. He could have killed us in the bed. You know what I'm saying? For somebody to do anything like that, it make you think, are you losing your mind? You know what I'm saying?
Well, Tasha, you're a little, more a PC than that. Because I'm going to tell you now, I probably would have left after I beat dude ass. Because you ain't going to come in and just put me out. And I'm already doing some stuff. You interrupted me.
You ain't finna fight no nigga naked. Stop it. You ain't finna fight no nigga.
I'm going to put my clothes on. I got to put my clothes on.
How you going to put your clothes on? This nigga done climbed in the window. He about action right now. You gonna tell him, wait, let me put my drawers on? Nah.
Hell yeah. Nah, no, actually, he didn't swing at dude. From the story I got, he coming there like, man, so this what you want? This what you want? Hey, man, you gonna have to get up out of here. You gotta leave. Nah, bro. You gotta leave. No. First of all, that my man just told you his problem ain't between you and him, right there.
The new dude might have felt like, I don't want to deal with this. He might have left because this too much.
Guess what? I don't want to deal with it either, but I'm still whooping his ass. You can't come put me out. I ain't no punk. You ain't just put me out. What you mean? You ain't no punk, nigga? Stop it, man. You gonna be a dead nigga. You gonna fight this nigga? First of all, this nigga weird enough to climb in the window while he knows somebody. Weird enough to get his ass whooping too. Okay, you fuck around try to fight. I'm making a phone call. We whooping his ass. You gonna be right there with me. I'm gonna get over there. Your ass gonna be bleeding out. Give my daughter my best. We gonna be right there.
No, that don't mean if you should keep it to yourself, but there's a way to do it. You can't be acting crazy. Crazy don't mean ooh. No. He must really want me.
I understand what he's saying. He's saying is we don't know how to approach the situation because like from what they're saying with Kanye basically is since he shouldn't be out here trying to promote that he wanted. He should leave it to himself, and then hopefully she want him back. She'll come back to him because us as man, if we after somebody who really don't want us, whatever, we out here, we thirsty. If we voice our opinion, you know what I'm saying? Thirsty get thrown on a man in a heartbeat. Anytime you say something, if you want your thirsty ass, it happens. To get his woman back is too. Anytime a man is doing weird things to get his woman back is too late. I mean, honestly, if I think it ain't got to be weird.
That's a case by case thing, though, and. To be honest, some women like that. Honestly.
What is you exactly in, Durant? Yeah. You gotta stop with these short ass comments and we don't know what you're talking about.
1 second, guys.
She just exactly.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? What we on?
I don't know. I think that it's a slippery slope, really, if you think about it. You know what I mean? Because
You agreeing with Tasha. So y'all don't want him to try to get his wife back, is what y'all saying, for whatever reason. Is it because it's Kanye and y'all think he's mentally unstable? Because he's not the only one who's like that, like the meme that we got earlier, Jay. Future was on that with Sierra for a minute when she first got with Russell Wilson. Nobody talked bad about Future.
And he just a clown all the way around. I got bars. Bars. Clown all the way around.
Nobody had anything derogatory to say about Future. It wasn't like, oh, he harassed, and then he was on some harassment, I think, because he was always talking about Russell for no reason.
Is that harassment on Sierra? If he talking about the new guy, is that harassment?
Well, he was talking about Sierra too. He even put her in a rap.
But I'm saying though, people are saying that, like, if we go back to Ye for a second, they saying that he's harassing Kim because he's talking about he don't like Pete. Like, how is that harassment to her? Is it because he's talking to her about it? This is where I get lost. Like, this is why I say that the terminology is probably what makes me a little bit.
My thing is, I don't even think it's harassment, because guess what? She's entertaining the conversation too.
But I mean, and to a certain extent, she kind of have to.
Nope.
I would say so.
Nope.
Okay, I won't say she has to, but in a sense, like, I would assume that
I understand your thought process because they got children together and they still got co-parents. You know what I mean? Like that, right. But nope, you ain't got to. I co-parent. You ain't got to. See, you don't really know. You're in the house with yours. You know what I'm saying? You can't.
But you know what? It's a little hard as a woman because when you don't kind of be nice, when you be nice, they think, hey, I'm wearing her down. When that ain't it. I'm just nice, cordial. We got a child together. And then when they try to go there and you like, I ain't on that, now we got a problem. So I've been through that where it's like, we could be cool. I'm like, yeah, we cool. We getting along. Then here come the, do you ever think about, no. And then you messing it up. We've been doing good. And now we got a problem. Because I'm not right.
Because you started off messing with clowns and you should never have them around. Bars.
I don't want anybody that don't want me. I think this is the first time I've shared a feeling. I've always
nobody gonna want me. I had a conversation earlier today.
I've always been the type of person to not follow behind the person that I like, if that makes sense. Like I like people who like me. You see what I'm saying? Like, you make it clear that you don't like me, I'll never bother you again. Like, it's almost like that the old lady when she on the phone and she like, you'll never get the chance to treat me like shit again. You know what I mean? Like, that's me. You know what I mean? Like, you got one time to make it seem like you don't want me around, you don't want to be bothering me, I'm getting on your nerves, whatever the case may be. I won't bother you. You know what I mean? Like, I never was one to, like, if this was me in Ye's shoes, I saw her with Pete, I'm not even thinking, I'm putting her on my man at that point. Like, I'm not even thinking about it no more. But some people heal different. Some people try, and
I heal different than everybody.
I don't know.
But I'm indifferent. You know what I'm saying? Like, there's a lot of things I truly do not care about. Like, I'm truly like, if it's something happens, especially relationship wise or dealing with people wise, I'm truly like, if it happens, it happens. If you want to hang out with me, we can hang out. If you don't, I'm oh well. You know what I'm saying? Like, I ain't got to make a phone call. You know what I'm saying? I'll answer my phone if it rings. I'm weird, I guess. All this for publicity anyway. Kanye got people talking, so his album sales would be up. I can agree with that too. Because as many people that's calling him weird and saying he needs to stop, they still, you know what I'm saying, giving him the attention that he's looking for. Waiting for him to drop another album.
They got an album coming out next week.
There you go. See? After that album drop, he ain't gonna want this with family no more.
I don't think so. I mean, I think that there is obviously there's publicity involved in it.
Yeah, because what about this woman he was parading around? This little
Yeah,
skinny white
yeah,
woman.
that's a whole nother story. She talking about she came up off him and all kind of crazy. That whole shit is just weird. Like, yeah, that
She
whole
came up off him, huh?
yeah. That and she got a little. They broke up, and she was basically saying like she was a hustler. She came up off because I guess they had like a photo of her, and she was supposed to be crying in the airport or some shit like that, and she was like, "I ain't cried all year." You know what I'm saying? She
That
like,
she ain't crashed and she was like 10 or something like that. She's like, I
yeah.
was running through the airport because I was late for my next flight, and y'all caught me at the end of the run.
She like, let's talk about how I'm the ultimate hustler, some shit like that. She said something to that effect, but
Oh,
basically
wow.
how she came up off the situation. I
Yeah,
think,
and rightfully so, she should have. I mean, you got to parlay that into something.
I mean, yeah, but to outwardly say it is weird. But also, Charlamagne said some shit that made sense to me too. It's like, well, wasn't Charlamagne? I don't think it was Charlamagne, but one of I read something. It was like, yeah, he got a pattern. You know what I'm saying? He'd do some, pro black shit and say a bunch of shit niggas like, and then parade around with a white girl. And it's like, damn, he have been doing that shit since he got on. He'll say some pro black shit, some shit will get niggas behind him, and then he'll bring his white girl to the forefront. And I'm like, yeah, he got a pattern. He really do got a pattern. He bringing that shit out.
Well, what did he say before he paraded Donald Trump out in front of us?
Say that again.
I said, what did he say pro-black before he paraded Donald Trump out in front of us?
Donald Trump ain't no white woman.
That was his girl.
That was his girl? That was his white girl? Or he was Donald Trump black girl, whichever way you want to put it.
Man,
Huh?
I don't know. I feel strong about the verbiage used against him, though. I don't think that. I don't think harassment and stalking right now are the right terms for what he's doing at this point. I'm not saying that it won't get there or can't get there, but I don't think it's there right now.
He said that in his song. And when he get on, he leave your ass for a white girl. So, you know what's going to happen. Now, moving right along, we got a couple women here talking. So, we were supposed to be talking today about the term strong black women.
And before we get into that, I still have my Black History fact.
Oh, okay. Shoot it out there. My bad, pimping.
Right. And it kind of be a little segue. Huh?
I said it kind of got to do with pimping.
Yeah.
All right. Let's rock.
So the story is about this woman named Monimia McCoy. Okay. So this is like 19... What?
I'm reading. Keep going.
Monimia McCoy, okay, 1800s. Her and her husband Jacob, they were slaves, okay. So in about 1851, they had twins, but they already had 7 children, okay. So then they had twins, but these twins were conjoined twins, but they had their own limbs, but they were conjoined like at the pelvis or whatever. And so them being slaves, they were kind of living in fear of their children being separated from their children, especially with the twins being conjoined. And of course, they were stolen and sold overseas to, I want to say Europe. But anyway, made to be, like freak shows and stuff like that, But this mom fought to get her daughters back with the owner. It was her, the owner, and a private detective, the girls' owners, because this was slaves.
So somebody stole them from the owner. He didn't sell them. He didn't get rid of them. Somebody
stole them and then sold them, and they were like over in Europe, England, Birmingham, England, and the mom, the owner, and a private detective went overseas. They one show they had, bought 3 tickets, front row. You know what I'm saying? But she just fought so hard to get her girls back. And just so happened, I don't know if it's just different in England, because the judge over in England granted her full maternal custody of the girls. She was able to get them back. They got back to the US. The girls grew up to own property and stuff.
Were they still conjoined?
They were still conjoined. Mm-hmm. They passed away in like at 61, like hours apart from each other. I mean, they were conjoined. So, but my point in that is like, I think Black women have always, and especially Black mothers, have always been strong. When you look at mothers like, even Emmett Till's mother, you know, Trayvon Martin's mother, you know, we're fighting for justice for the kids. All these countless Black mothers going above and beyond, especially back during slavery time. You know what I mean? Most people would have felt like they overseas. You know, kids were getting sold back and forth, but she was kind of like, almost like well, I'm not gonna say that, but you know, she was just
my babies.
Huh?
She was like, not my baby. So I wondered if the other ones get sold and she just went after these two.
It never said anything. I'm assuming not, only because by the time she had these, she already had 7 kids, and they were just living in fear of being separated. You know what I mean? And then when they had these, they're like, ooh, you know. So I'm thinking they probably had one slave owner that was, you know.
It's going to be an oxymoron. They had a pretty good slave owner.
I mean, they went with him to get it back and didn't even say, hey, that's my slave. She got custody and they were able to come back. They were in North Carolina. Come back. They bought property where they used to live for their mother and father and other siblings. So yeah, they didn't get sold because the girls came back, and they were able to get property where they lived for the whole family, you know. But I just think that's a segue into the whole strong Black woman thing. It's nothing new. I think there's a new meaning.
What would that meaning be?
Well, I think it's a negative connotation on it now. When somebody says strong Black woman or independent woman or whatever, they look at it as a bad thing. Look at it as if because you say I'm a strong Black woman or I'm independent, I don't need anybody else. Or
where do you think that narrative comes from, though?
It comes from men feeling unneeded.
From
I would like to try to steer away from pointing fingers and just celebrate.
It's not. He asked me a question.
No, I'm saying though, because I could tell he wanted to go back at what you were saying. I don't want to go there if we go on.
Because I would like to say, I mean, I'm not going to say there was never, ever a woman in history that said, I don't need a man. But when you break it down, she probably don't need you. And it's better. And like me and Michael was talking about needing versus want. I would want somebody to want me as opposed to need. Because if I need you, then you treat me like anything. And I'm going to stay because I need you. And that could be verbal abuse, you know, any type of abuse. But because I need you, I'm more apt to just stick around because I need you. And it's nothing wrong with us not needing you.
This girl on TikTok said we were raised to be like men, strong, independent, always doing things for ourselves. It's negative now.
But why do you think we were raised like that?
I don't see that's tough because I don't think most women are raised like that. I think they hear that from society and they take that on and figure that's how they have to be. Like and then it goes back into the household, like if it's a single parent household, because once you're a single parent, you're trying to just raise your child to be strong, no matter what it is. If it's a boy or a girl or whatever, you're trying to raise them so they can survive. Because if we have to be honest. If you're a single parent, you feel that this probably gonna be the same thing for your child. You might not want it, but you're trying to show them how to survive when they by themselves. So I think it's put on them like unbeknownst sometimes. Like you're not really trying to tell them that they don't need anybody else, but you also want to have them to be able to get along without needing somebody else. Like so, if it's to the fact that you're gonna be by yourself, then you know what I'm saying, you know how to survive, but.
I hate that this conversation is getting convoluted, and I want to talk specifically about strong women, and I don't want to talk about. Okay, I don't even know if it's my place to say this, but I don't want to. I don't want the reason that we're speaking about specifically Black women being strong is because a man is not around or a man did something to provoke that. Like women are strong on their own, right? It's not because you don't need a man. It's not
No,
because
they only strong after they went through some horror from a man. They weak before that. Then when we do something to hurt their heart, then they become strong. It's like lifting weights. You need that trauma to become strong.
Whatever, Mel. So basically, it's not because, but a lot of times the bottom line, it can be that reason, because a lot of times women are afraid. Women are afraid to be totally dependent. And that comes from experiences. So it's not so much a man's fault, but I would say the fault of experience. Because I can give you some experiences and that molded me the way I am. And I'm glad I'm the way I am.
I actually like Linnell's comment.
What is it? Society tends to overcorrect at one point. Women were undervalued and looked at as weak. So to build them up, it sometimes appears as if the men are emasculated.
Go ahead, Jay. Tell us where you want to go. Steer it. Don't be sitting there quiet.
You can look at it that way.
It sounds like he more want to celebrate strong Black women.
Right. I just want to have a conversation and not have it be diluted with a wronging.
But if we talk about what we wanted to talk about, is it really celebrating? Because for me, the story that we're going to talk about strong Black women, for me, it is, are we really strong, or do we really want to be strong?
I'd rather go that route, but I don't want it to be, because like you said, your experience, you were molded by basically your experiences, and you said you could give experiences, and I'm sure at the center of each of those experiences was a man who did something that he shouldn't have did, right or wrong.
Right. And it made me feel like my mama told me to never do this, and I didn't do that. And then this happened. Had I not listened to my mom, I would be out in the street with 2 kids right now, or moving back home with my parents with 2 kids, had I not took my mom's advice. Not taking my mom's advice. So a lot of things that I do, I had to be strong. Do I want to be? No, I want to sit down. I want somebody to tell me I got it. I want somebody to tell me, no, I'm going to hang them blinds up today. Let me hang these curtains up for you. Do I want to go change the brakes on my car? No. Do I want to mow the lawn? Absolutely not. That almost killed me.
You ain't got no self-propelled lawnmower?
Well, I don't have to mow lawn now, but when I was in Park Forest, I was on the corner house, the corner lot, and it was big. So my neighbor across the street saw me mowing the lawn, and she made her son get up. He was like 14 and come help me. So he had his lawnmower. I had mine. I was around the back. He was around the front. It still took us 2.5 hours to finish. And it was like 90 degrees.
You ain't no strong Black woman if it took you 2.5 hours.
Man, I'm telling you, that corner lot, that corner house ain't no joke.
Okay, let's see. Where do we want to go? Because now you got Tanise says that she thinks we became strong initially because of slavery. I think as a race, we we became kind of strong because of slavery, but I think we also became a little mentally weak because of slavery. I think we still hold on to some of them ideals and things that were from that time. I think most of the strong Black woman came, and Jay, I don't want to talk about this, how it goes, but it kind of came with the breaking down of the Black family. in my opinion. You know what I'm saying? Once the man started to kind of get out of the house and stuff, because if you look back in the 20s, it was at the 19th century, early 20th century and stuff, when the black home was booming, when we were in the house before basically public aid and public aid and stuff came out, when the family was together, you had strong black. Because see, the thing is, you can be a strong black woman and still have a man. The strong black woman is not held for single women. It don't mean that, oh, you strong and you by yourself and you ain't got nobody helping you with nothing. That's not what it means to be a strong black woman. You know, I mean, that could be one definition, but that's not the end all be all. I think what we've taken it as we've taken strong black woman and put that on meaning independent. She don't need nobody, her by herself. I'm saying she got a good job. She can pay her own bills. She don't need you to pay her bills and stuff. And now, so with her being able to hold her own, that's what makes her a strong black woman. And then you as a man can't compete with that, or you can't add into it. So now she's a strong black woman, and we've taken that to mean that you're less than. And that's not to say most women out there saying that. I think society is kind of quietly pushing some of that, and we're just accepting it. So I do believe that there is a thin line between being strong and independent. Independence is due from a lack of something, but strength comes from perseverance. Sundown Times, Black Codes, lynching.
Just so dismissive. Jeez.
What?
I mean, I can agree with that.
Something, strength comes from perseverance. Okay. Yeah, I mean, it does. It does. Strength does come from perseverance. Who is this question directed to, Linnell? I mean, we got Tanise, who just gave her definition of strength in there. I was talking about it. I mean, what is it? Jay, you've been quiet for too long, man. What you want to say?
Honestly, I don't know if this is really something you or I mean, like, obviously we are part of the conversation, but I think this more of a topic for Nicole to speak on how she feels, and more of the ladies in the comments to speak on what it is to be a strong woman, because I don't know what it is to be a strong black woman. I know what I perceive to be it, and I know what I've seen, examples that I've seen, but I don't know what it really is.
But I think the misconception is because we are not women that we cannot give our opinion on what it is to be a strong black woman. And I think that's an issue in society, because us as men, we have to start putting out what we believe is a strong black woman also, so the narrative can change. And that means it's not.
See, that's a thin line too, because it's always, this is why I don't want to really talk about this, because it's a thin line, right? As a man, if you say, this is what I think a strong black woman is, and what your thought of a strong black woman is totally off from the majority of black women. It's almost as if you're molding the narrative, right? And that's the thing that always sticks out, because when anytime a man speaks to whatever it is that he believes is whatever the topic is concerning women, it's always looked at as you are basically pushing that on women. You see what I'm saying? We don't have the authority to say what a strong black woman is. We can't, we really don't even have the authority to voice our opinions on that, because our opinions are kind of molded into somewhat of a convoluted fact, and it's almost like we push that on them. It happens all the time, because men can say, like, small shit. A man can say, "Oh, I like a woman with straight hair." Then it's automatically any woman with curly hair. That means that you don't like her. You see what I'm saying? So if you give your opinion of what you believe a strong black woman is, and a particular woman doesn't fit that, then you just dismissed a whole group of women who consider themselves strong black women. You know what I'm saying? So as a man, I just don't think it's really like we talked about how society is molding things. It's really what it is now. We really don't have the authority to voice our opinions on certain matters.
I just don't like you saying that we don't have the authority. Basically saying we don't have the right, because I disagree.
Yeah, because we men, we got the authority now.
It's not that. I mean, but yes. It's not that, but yes. Because the only way to fix the problem and to stop most of the button heads on it is for both sides to give their opinions about it. Because guess what? No matter what we say we don't have the authority. If we sit here and y'all keep and women say this is what a strong black woman is, this is what it means to be a strong black woman. You know what men are doing when y'all saying that? This bitch crazy. That's what she's saying. You know what I'm saying? Whatever. In our heads, when we get back with the guys, guess what? Everything you said didn't matter to us.
But why? But
Because
why?
we didn't have any input in it. It's the same way when women are talking about God to guys or something. If we don't allow you to have input in it, you don't care what we said.
That's not true.
So society makes it seem like not need. Where did that go? Hold on, I'm sorry. Bam.
Society makes it seem like
We care more about what
Like
y'all
needing a
say.
man is the same thing as not needing a man. And that's true, Tammy. That's what we were saying earlier. Society does make it seem like if you don't need a man, then you don't need a man, which is wrong. And that's what Nicole was saying earlier also. It's not that you need a man, it's the fact that you should want a man. It's the same way with me and female. Like, I don't need a woman, but I would want one.
Yeah, and for me, if I want you, I need you. You know, but not in that sense where I'm gonna die or can't make it.
But see, Tasha, I don't think when they say strong, we are trying to mean physical strength. Now, the masculine and aggressive, yeah, that's a topic for another day. But when we're saying strong, will, in my opinion, which don't have the authority to give, we should be talking about like spiritually and mentally strong. That's what I think it means when we say a strong black woman. It's not the fact that she could take the garbage out of herself or some shit like that, or she just
spiritually or mentally and emotionally.
Okay, mentally.
All three. All three.
Okay.
I think all three. Because if your spirit broken,
it's hard for a woman to be emotionally strong.
It is male. So do anybody have like the
That's
story?
The second one of them males I got today.
Does anybody like know the details of what happened with the Miss America or USA? What was
real
she?
Quick. Ronnie did ask to be on the show. I guess he wanted to say something.
Is he still here?
I don't know if the producer sent him the link or whatever it is, but as soon as we said we were talking about strong black women, he sent a message asking he come on the live.
Oh. Yeah, and he said let him come on. So
yeah.
Is he still here? Or did he say, man, bump them? They ain't letting me come on.
He said he gonna bring him in.
He said, I believe that because a whole generation.
Oh, he about to bring him in.
Okay. So I believe that because a whole generation of men were silenced their opinion, a whole generation of women believe that they were complicit in whoever was the strongest voice.
I agree with that. I definitely agree with it. And honestly, that's where we headed to again. Like that's the pattern that we going in. You know what I mean? Because our opinions are taken as fact. And if you excluded a specific characteristic of a woman outside of what they may deem as strong, you've already rewritten the narrative. You see what I'm saying? So that's why I feel like it's a touchy subject for us to basically give our opinions.
But see, I think the thing is we have to have those touchy conversations. You can't be afraid of that conversation.
In the room.
So if we shy away from it, then nothing gets fixed. Then we go back to being complicit in our silence.
That's fact.
Did my man put his boobs all in the camera?
I'm doing it loud.
You got to be ready, man. You can't be asking to come on and you ain't even in the safe space.
Producer brought him on.
Oh, my fault.
He didn't even let us introduce him or nothing. He just threw him on there. You know what I'm saying? Usually we get to say who coming in, tell the people, you know what I'm saying, give them a round of applause, any of that. We don't get to say none of that. He just threw him up in there. So
here's Ronnie.
Look, man, don't get yourself in trouble. You got a little strong black woman back there in the house somewhere too. So,
oh man, I had to walk away from him just because of that.
Oh Lord, he finna get in trouble. He's about to get in trouble.
Any females want to come on? Any women after this? Because I just got a feeling. Come on, Ronnie. What you got?
You should have.
The only thing I can really kind of say and piggyback on, the strength and everything is just the household is the main thing about the household. Black women are raised to say, you're independent. You don't take no shit from nobody. No matter what you got to do with yourself, you came in this world alone, you're going to leave alone. And that's why I feel like some of this new age strong black women coming from versus being a strong black woman for a family, they being a strong black woman individually.
It's independent thing. It's more so, like I said, but I think it's the fact that you've heard so much out in society that a woman doesn't need a man, that they have taken the wrong definition for the word need. The opposite word in the sentence need. You know what I'm saying? Like, and they are taking it literally as like, I don't I think they're combining need and want at that point, because how it comes out when they say they don't need a man, it comes out like, guys, here it is, I don't want a man. You know what I'm saying? I think that's how most of us here, like, I can do this, I can do that. What I need a man for? You know what I'm saying? I don't need no man for nothing. In our head, what we hear is, I don't want no man. You know what I'm saying? And then how things are, and then not to take the shine off what we're talking about black women, but as on a small note, black men in general have their own set of issues that they're trying to go through, and we're never able to just talk to each other about what it is. Like, and when it was the family unit, we can come in the house and talk about it. Like, black women have something going on. As the man, you can say, look, this is what my day was. I got all this, and she would help you deal with those problems. You know what I'm saying? She gave you some of her strength to help you get through what you were going through. And we don't have that. We're not sharing the strength that we have no more. It's like, oh, you got a problem. All right, I'm going to go rest over here. Work your shit out. When your shit worked out, you know what I'm saying, maybe we can get together. And if not, then I'm sorry for you. I'm going to go find me somebody who already got their shit together.
I think that's a case-by-case situation, though.
It is. It's not a blanket. It is case by case. But you don't count, nigga. You married.
But I'm not the only one. You know what I'm saying? I'm not even really speaking from.
You get to come in the house and say, man, my day, you know what I'm saying? And she gets to say, man, right on that shoulder. You see, I got them shoulders here. You know what I'm saying?
He just kicked him right on out there. They didn't even say bye.
He put him back in the waiting room. I see him in the waiting room.
Yeah, I wasn't speaking from personal experience, just thinking along the lines of, there are women that think, because to speak to Ronnie's point, there are a lot of women that think individual strength because that's all they know and that's what they've been dealing with for so long. I don't want to say to no fault of their own because I think that's a different conversation. But some have fault in it, some don't. But either way, the strength in them being individually strong or being strong for just them and the children that they're caring for, I understand that because this is all they know to this point. You know what I mean? But there's a flip side to it. That there are strong black women within households, and not just speaking from my wife, but my mom, you know what I mean? My grandmothers, you know what I'm saying? My aunties, you know what I mean? Like my cousins, you know what I mean? So it's a flip side to it. And I think we just kind of we only speak to one side of it.
And I
don't think it's necessarily a bad thing. I just think it's preparation because look, if I wasn't specifically told certain things, where would I be? Rolling on the river, that's where I'd be.
I don't believe that. Because my thing is, even if you weren't specifically told certain things, you still would have been a strong black woman. You still would have got through the situation. You still would have made whatever you needed to happen. Now, you probably would have had a little setback where you would have needed some help, or you would need to make a phone call to your support system and say, hey, look, man, this will happen.
But I'm saying, but if I wasn't raised to be strong, I wasn't raised to not need a man or not want a man. You know what I mean? But I was raised to hey, you need to be able to take care of yourself in the event that you need to. That's what was told to me. In the event that you have to, even if you with a man, if he decides to walk off and leave you, what are you gonna do?
Shoot him and get the insurance money.
So I just think being prepared is different. It's one thing to be raised as men ain't this, men ain't that, you won't need them. That's one thing. But I think there still needs to be a balance. So yes, I'm okay alone, but I'm better with you. And I think a lot of men don't understand that. They think when they see you doing it alone, I think I've scared off a lot of people because they assume, oh, she doing this. Oh, she got this. She don't need me. I've actually was told by somebody because when I moved, that time y'all moved me. Y'all moved me and everything was set up. I got the phones on. I went and bought everything was set up. You wouldn't have thought that I had just moved in because I set everything up. And I was proud thinking, oh, he gonna get here from work and be like, it's nice. He said, who put that TV up? I'm like, I did. Oh, the phone and everything on. You just don't need me. And I'm just like,
pride was hurt. Because as a man, he figured he needed to do something. Now, if he come in the house, y'all just to move, he walk in and you ain't even leave a couch for him to move, a twist, a table to sit down, a picture to hang.
Come on,
I think the flip side to that too is if he
could have helped move.
But I'm true, and I'm with you on that one.
I
But
think
if
that's
you
the
come
one. Was that the
home,
one when I was yelling about these shiftless Negroes?
I
that
don't
was
remember. That's when I moved out to Chesterton.
Oh
I
no, okay, that
remember
was a
that.
different one. Okay.
Yeah, I remember because I like that place. I like that apartment. But on the flip side of that though, right? You saying like he came home like, damn, you ain't need me. If he'd have came home and just been like, damn, baby, you did all this, goddamn, what you cooking? You know what I'm saying? It'd have been something else too. You know what I'm saying? It'd have been a different thing too. So it's
No,
like,
I would have felt appreciated.
so because he wanted to help.
No, he didn't want to help by me because
This
there
the
was
thing,
another
right? He didn't want to help. He wanted to be needed.
He wanted to be needed. There was
That's what that
another
was.
situation where I had blinds sat in a corner. I put them up myself, but I'm like trying to, because I know how you feel like you just need to be needed. Hey, can you do this? Yeah. 2 months went by. So I did it myself.
Okay.
And he
I
got
got
mad.
a question. Now, Derancier just put in here, is the woman responsible for his pride, though? That would be a no. And I agree. But we just had a conversation week 2 ago where y'all told me I was responsible for how a person take what I say. If I really like that person, or if I really care about them, I would do things to make sure they felt a certain way. You can't sit here and tell me now that if you know this man needs some validation for being a man that's going to help his pride, you're not responsible for it. But at the same time, if that same man care about you, he going to watch his words and how he say and how he talk to you. And what's it, GTFOH? Come on, man. That's the issue we have here. We got to be even across the board now. And don't get me wrong, I'm not saying she's responsible for his pride. Because I ain't that type of person. If I'd have came in and everything was fixed, I'm like, God damn, okay. I'd probably try to get out on one of the sites for me. Baby, you can do all this. I need some hands out here while I'm working.
Man.
So, love your hair, Jay.
Thanks, Mike.
It's rare to have strong people together, not because they're not compatible, but they normally don't encounter one another. He could have said, I'm proud of you, but why didn't you wait for me? I think the thing about that is, like I say, I don't think she did anything wrong by setting the house up. Because first off, she don't know that he's looking for validation unless she knew his personality before that. Secondly, as much as I was just rambling about that if he really wanted to help, he could have been there with the move.
He should have been there. Not could have. Should have.
Right. He should have been there with the move. So all in all with that, he a sucker anyway. You know what I'm saying? Because like he should have been there. If he wasn't going to be there to help with the move, he was just came in and said, damn, y'all did a good job. Plain and simple. And that should have been the end of the day with that there. You know what I'm saying? But he needed to you need to get rid of him anyway. So hey, you did yourself a favor. You dodged the bullet. He didn't want to ask anything she needed because he didn't want to help with anything. He just didn't. He just wanted to feel needed. He didn't want to do nothing. You know what I'm saying? He could have came right in and hung them blinds that day, right? So, nah. I mean, there's a difference between a guy trying to help you and a guy just really wanting to help. You know what I'm saying? There's a difference, and you know the difference, and you can tell it going in at that point. She was moving like the Matrix on that one. Nah, stop. Getting rid of that bullet. Oh, he was a lame, man. I didn't know him. You knew him.
You know him.
Oh, you knew him. And you know him.
You know him.
We're going to leave that alone. You know what I mean? Maybe just check his podcast out a little later.
Right.
Wow. I hope he ain't sneaking watching.
You know damn well he watching. You know
BTS.
damn well he watching. Stealing ideas, goddamn.
Y'all, wow. Wow.
Next week's topic: strong black women.
Okay, we gotta stop this inside joke. People don't know what we talk about. Okay. All right, let me go. I'm going through the comments, y'all, see if I missed anything. Is the one now, Bob? We already with that there. Carletta said she agrees because she experienced the same thing. You know what I'm saying? Men would assume that she didn't need them just because she meant to say capable right there. She didn't mean capable.
Oh. I thought she meant able.
Yeah.
Man.
See that? See what happens there? She know him too.
Oh, wah, wah, wah. She said he a Lifetime movie. Wah,
Yeah.
wah, wah.
So, but I'm glad the conversation it was the conversation we had was more of a tame conversation. That Jay and Nicole didn't have to go to screaming and hollering. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, never doing that again. Man.
I said I was gonna control my emotions. Didn't I say that?
I don't know. You hit me with a couple male. People don't even know who Mel is. They're like, who does she keep mailing? What is this mail? So going through that. Anything else we need to tell the people before we get out of here? Oh, Nicole, were you done with this conversation since your opinion is the only one that matters?
We still didn't talk about the woman, but
go ahead.
I wanted to know if y'all knew like
conversation.
more about her and things she had accomplished, because what sparked this conversation, we don't have to get all the way into it, but I just want to say what sparked the conversation. The woman, I can't remember her name. Did y'all I can look it up real quick.
No, we did not define the different definitions of strength. Well, I gave my definition of what I thought strength was. I told you it wasn't a physical thing. We picked the three. You know, and we were talking about emotional, spiritual, and mentally strong. Those were the things that I look for when you say a strong Black woman to me. I'm not talking about outwardly things. I'm not talking about monetary, what she has and bills that she can pay. Those things don't really factor in to me for strength. But I think those things should kind of be on both boards also. Now, men, it kind of, if we are going in the I guess society standards of it, it has to be a little more because men have to always be protectors, also the providers and things of those natures kind of factor in. But I think the three main factors are to be emotionally strong, spiritually strong, and mentally strong. That's my definition.
Okay, so her name was Chesley Christ. She was the 2019 pageant winner for Miss USA, right? She was 30 years old. She was an attorney. She also was a host on Extra. She had about 3 degrees, you know. Nobody knew that she was battling whatever she was battling because she jumped from what was it? 20 stories? Was 60 stories? Huh? Yeah. Well, maybe she was thrown and they're saying she was pushed. She jumped. Who knows?
Well, they still said well, they don't know. Like the last report said that she jumped, but they don't know for sure. Nobody was up there with her. I think the reason we had the conversation was because with all her accomplishment and what she had did, she was considered to be a strong Black woman, and nobody knew she was battling any type of
depression or anything.
Like her mom kind of found out like 2 or 3 days, it said, before she supposedly killed herself. And when her mom kind of found out that she was having some bouts with depression. And I don't know like what steps they had taken, but then a couple of days later, the young lady was dead. So the conversation came about, and we were basically talking about what is it to be a strong Black woman? Why do we put that moniker on people? And is that something that we need to kind of do away with? I don't think we need to do away with it. I think we just need to kind of alter what it is that we are presenting as strong Black women, and get to the fact that most people, that it's okay for people to need help. Just because you need help doesn't take away from the fact that you're a strong person. It's just the fact that you need help. Everybody has a spell or a time frame where it's like, okay, I just need some help.
I think there's strength in acknowledging the fact that you can't do it on your own. You know what I mean? You can't.
I don't have that
every battle by yourself. You know what I mean? Like there are. That's a lie. That's a lie.
I get fussed at all the time for trying to do stuff on my own.
You do get
why a whistle, Lisa? What a whistle? How's that correlate with being sweet?
But also in the same sense, you do express when help is needed. You know what I mean? You come to me plenty of times like, hey, I need you to help me with such and such. I mean, certain battles you can't take on your own, small, big, whatever the case may be. It's strength in knowing I don't have to do this alone. You know what I mean? Not even I
There's
can't.
somebody else on this
Don't
here.
do it alone.
There's somebody else on this feed who doesn't realize that, and that person doesn't have 3 legs.
That person
Don't have 3 legs.
Right.
3 legs.
Correct. That person don't even understand what it means to have 3 legs.
Oh Lord.
Oh shit.
It says, if like a muscle, a thing gets stronger with repeated use, which gender is emotionally stronger? If society allows women to exercise their emotions and men are discouraged from using theirs, be curious to see suicide stats between black women and men. It's higher between men.
Yeah, I'm actually. It's funny that you bring it up. I actually saw something this morning that was saying that suicides within black men, the numbers are rising, which is crazy because if you think about it, whenever we heard suicide, you would always go, "Oh, that's a white person." You know what I'm saying? That's the first thing you would hear is that's a white person. You know what I'm saying? So black men, the numbers of black men is suicides are skyrocketing right now, which is something.
Hold on, I'm gonna give it to you. Go ahead, keep talking.
They are. And Tasha, every guy here understood
that.
What's she saying?
She said, I don't, nobody here understands that. I think every guy in the chat understood what I was saying. So, but I think women are emotionally stronger than men. I'm gonna leave it at that. I'm not gonna compare strength to anything else. But I think women are emotionally stronger than men, and you can just see in how they handle certain things. I mean, men are not because we are told not to use our emotions and not to show our emotions. So when it gets to a point, we don't know how to act. I mean, we don't know how to act. I don't know. Like when I cried, I didn't know what the hell to do. I thought something was wrong with me. I was crying and shit. So we don't understand how to process emotions for the most part. I mean, a lot of men, I can't say all men don't know how to process emotion, because you have some who are very in tune with their emotional side, but they were raised like that. They were raised to, you know what I'm saying, let their emotions out. I think Michael is probably very emotional.
So it does say that the suicide rate among white Americans are higher than any other race, but black is rising. But black women have the lowest of period.
Because they're very strong emotionally.
Yeah, I think, but I don't want to take it away from talking about the young lady, because now we'll be talking about black men and our mental health if we get too deep into that. But it's because of societal constraints. You know what I mean?
Can't mute me, Lisa. I can control shit.
I think that's because of societal constraints. Because, like Carletta said, you know, we've been trained to not show our emotion. We've been trained to any man, and it's also like we talked about earlier. Any man that shows his emotion, you get the same response that you gave when you talk about certain people and their lifestyles.
Deracia says she want to get a show on black men and mental health. We talked about it once, but you know, we always have to talk about stuff again if y'all want to talk about it. Without Nicole talking about ain't nothing wrong with their mental health.
Why? Lifetime Network. No, I'm just playing. I'm just playing. I kid.
We definitely could talk about it if y'all want to. We'll even bring people out. I'll reach out and see who wants to come in and talk about it.
We can have our cousin on.
Her cousin?
Yeah, we'll talk about
black man.
Yeah, of course. But how many white cousins you think anybody on this stream get?
It could have been a black woman.
Okay, why would I suggest having her female cousin when we specifically just said we was going to talk about black men mental health?
Because maybe she was a psychologist.
And we had talked about it off the air, but we talked about having him on the show before.
Did we?
Yes.
Okay.
Do he got mental health, or is he a psychologist or a psychiatrist?
That's what. See, I hope he ain't got mental health. We're gonna stop.
Thank you. No, he does not have mental health. Listen, I mean, he has mental health, but he's not like we all got mental health. You know what I'm saying? He's not crazy. That is definitely not the right word to use.
We can use that word now.
No, we can't.
We can't.
No. Who? Save us, please, before we get canceled. Black men in depression committed other acts that are destructive to their lives. Whatever they hold dear to them, they cut it off or put immense amounts of strain on it.
Unmute Mel. Jesus.
He gonna have me put his ass off the show. He keep playing.
I don't know if it's just depression though. Just some of us in emotional states because we don't know how to handle our emotions are destructive, and that's the honest truth. Whether it be with words, whether it's physical, that's true. Like,
yes,
we aren't good with our emotions. We don't know how to handle them. So we either say shit that we shouldn't say, we do shit that we shouldn't do, or we
act out.
Show too much of that emotion. You know what I mean? You will get a guy who will say some shit that he really shouldn't be saying, or do some shit that he.
Well,
that's
we process wrong. Like I had to tell you, the way I process hurt is toxic. I understand that. I know that. You know what I'm saying?
I would say the way 90% of us process hurt is toxic, or it's really, really, really sentimental. Like it's no in between. You either like curl up or you like fuck everything. You know what I mean?
You like men? You talk about men?
Yeah. Like I don't think that there is no middle ground with us.
He went through the book, huh, Tasha? At least he went through the book. Page 6. Okay, I see you. All right. Before we start getting into our mental health conversation, we are going to do it, Derancier. We're going to do a show for men's mental health, and we'll try to set up. We're going to have her reach out to her cousin, or you going to reach out?
Either way, we'll get him.
All right, we'll get him. We try to get a couple of different people on. How about that? And we'll see who we can get to come in and talk about mental health for men on that day. Put it out there. So we need to get our men straight. You know what I'm saying? I need probably a little bit. I'm good. I'm cool. I processed it. So.
You ain't got the strength yet.
I get it. I'm gonna get somebody else strength. I'm gonna get
this motherfucker right here. All right. With that being said, I think that's a perfect way to close the show out.
That's how I process.
He's an idiot. So we can go ahead and get up out of here. We definitely appreciate everybody for coming and hanging out with us, pitching in on this topic. We appreciate everybody that came in. Please, please, please like, share, subscribe, tell a friend, word of mouth, like everything. Share this one. Go back, look at last week. If you see it ain't got enough shares or you shared it before, share it again. We really, really, really pushing expansion this year. We want to move. We want more and more people involved. So please tell a friend, tell a friend, tell a friend, share it. Hell, if you won't, post it on your page. You know what I mean? Just get it out there. We appreciate you.
Nicole, what you want to tell the people?
I think Michelle told it all.
Damn, I'm Michelle?
Oh, I'm Kelly.
Okay. I gotta be Michelle.
Hey, Michelle.
What's wrong with Michelle?
Michelle don't never say shit.
She sing and she
Michelle
can actually
gospel
really
album.
sing.
I ain't saying she can't. I'm just saying she's not very vocal. We need a new group to pick. No, we got to go with another. We need another trio.
Who is it? Levert? Not Levert. Who was it? Eddie Levert?
Oh wait, let's
Really?
be LSG.
LSG.
They was all single. You know what I'm saying? They was all
Why?
solo.
Because I'm a strong black woman.
Yeah, you could be Gerald.
He dead.
I ain't mean it like that.
The Fugees. No, because ain't nobody gonna be prized.
I'd rather be Michelle.
Nobody trying to be prized. Damn. Sorry, yeah, no. So as said, man,
We could be TNT.
Wrestling.
TNT.
Not TNT. Wait. Yeah.
Hey.
No, TGT.
TGT, Tank, Genuine, and Tyrese.
Oh,
Yeah.
speaking of, definitely want to send some love and light to that brother. He just lost his mother. Some shit.
Cool.
Tyrese.
Really?
Yeah, yesterday, right?
It was either yesterday or the day before. Yeah.
It was yesterday, the day before. Yeah, it is his mother. She was in the hospital. I think she had cancer. So
Now she had pneumonia and she ended up catching COVID and they put her in a coma and her condition didn't improve and he lost her yesterday. So definitely want to send light and love to him and his family and he never want to hear stuff like that. So definitely didn't want to close it out on that. Why you say TGT?
Because I was thinking now, but then TGT or something. Because who is it? Sweat, Gil,
Levert.
Oh, that's LSG. Never mind.
Yeah.
But yeah, TGT.
It's Tank, Genuine, and Tyrese. Or Tyrese, Genuine, and Tank. However they did it.
Yeah, I'm Tank.
Okay.
So who Genuine? Oh, you Genuine, and you Tyrese Mills.
Why I gotta be the light skin?
I'm Beyonce. You just put her in any group.
Any group, she gonna stand out.
Love you too,
All right.
Nuke.
Thank everybody for coming out. Like, share, follow. Hit the notification on YouTube. Check us out on Instagram. We are back next week, Wednesday, 7:35. We are going to get to the topic together for the Black men's mental health. It won't be next week because I think we want to take a little more time to kind of get some people around so we can have a very good conversation around that. So maybe the week after or 2 weeks down the road with that one, but we will keep you posted. We will post on the page what the topic for next week will be. And other than that, if that is all, we shall see everybody next week. Thank you guys. Love you all for coming out and hanging out with us. Until next week.
Peace.